Thank you for joining us on the Real Authentic People podcast. My name is Maya.
And I'm Sade.
And I'm Donna.
And we are ran by the Diversity and Equity Center. We aim to be a transformative, anti-oppressive center that disrupts white dominant culture, inspires marginalized students to unapologetically take up space and be leaders and decision makers of social change in our communities.
Here at the DEC, we have three affinity programs. The first one is called Thrive, and Thrive creates supportive and validating spaces for women of color to show up unapologetically as their full selves. We focus on developing leadership skills to support women of color students on campus, examining systems of power, privilege, and oppression as it relates to walk experiences, and building lasting relationships and connections. This is a great opportunity to connect with women of color across campus. Our second affinity program, which is very new to us, is the Men of Color Affinity Group, also called MOCA. MOCA is dedicated to fostering a supportive community that empowers men of color through dialogue, mentorship, and advocacy. They aim to promote diversity, equity, and inclusion by addressing issues of identity, masculinity, and social justice while providing a space for personal and academic growth.
Our third affinity program is QFAM. QFAM is a support group for program for LGBTQIA identifying students. They engage in study sessions, fun activities, identity exploration, community building, and forming connections with other LGBTQIA identifying faculty and staff across campus. Here at the DEC, we also offer two other programs, one which is called Culture Corner, and Culture Corners are a place to foster discussion around socially relevant topics.
Another program we have is Find Your People, which is a space to collaborate with student organizations and clubs across campus to facilitate community building opportunities around certain identities. Past Find Your People events have included First Time in College, LGBTQ plus BIPOC, bisexual identities, and multiracial students.
Period. So today we're doing something a wee bit different, y'all. We're having a little bit of a rap podcast game night. All right, so we're finna play a couple games, but the first game that we're going to play today is Hot Takes. Now, I want to make it known that we're doing this because we at the DEC have these three pillars, and one of which is to sustain ourselves in joy. So while talking about socially relevant topics, we will be sustaining ourselves in joy today. So we hope that you guys laugh with us. All right, so Hot Takes. Here's when we explain it.
Yeah.
Okay, so Hot Takes are generalized statements that generalized statements that live on the internet, that live in spaces already, and we're going to say the generalized statements, and then we're going to say our hot take about that statement. Okay, so like, for example, hot take, muscle t-shirts are super gross, and then like somebody else would be like, well, I think they're good, or whatever. Yeah, they're so gross. Oh, all right.
That's our take.
Period. That's our hot take. All right, so the first hot take is men benefit from feminism more than they realize.
I agree with that statement. That's my hot take.
Mm-hmm.
That's just my opinion, though.
That's just my opinion.
I also agree with this hot take.
I agree with this hot take as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I think my main part about it is that, yes, like, we deserved equal rights. Like, awesome. I get to go to work now. But at the end of the day, even though feminism has created this, like, social and, like, career equitable area for us, women who are working full-time, who have domestic partners and children, are coming home from their jobs and still doing most of the domestic and, like, emotional labor of being a parent. And so I think that, well, yes, awesome. We also get to be in the workplace. Women do so much at home most of the time. It's like an insane amount of unpaid hours monthly that they're doing domestic labor at home comparison to men.
The way I thought about this hot take was like, because like I feel like when you put an idea out there, people just think it sticks right away. And so then when we put, not we, because feminism has been around for a while, but like when the idea of feminism was put out there, and like the whole point is, equal rights, and yes, we do get to go to work.
Awesome.
Great. Make our own money. But the thing is, like, when you put, it's kind of like we see the same thing with affirmative action. It's like when you put this idea out there, they think that, like, okay, well, at least this is the way that I'm interpreting it. Like, because feminism is making things quote-unquote more equal, then that means men are acquiring these jobs because they quote-unquote deserved it, and not because the system of the patriarch is still there. And so I feel like they still they like benefit in a way that like they think that they earned it more, when really it's because there's still this instilled ideology of being a man is still quote unquote better. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's just the way I interpreted this hot take.
That's real. The way I was thinking about it was like going back to one of our first episodes where we were talking about Roe versus Wade and just bodily autonomy in general, and talking about abortion rights and how that affects trans rights, and how when your wife can't get the life-saving surgery that she needs because the egg implanted on the outside of her uterus and she's literally bleeding on the inside of her body and has to wait multiple days before she can get help, now you can't have no kids.
Mm-hmm.
So when we fight for women's rights and we fight for women to be equal still, you're saving your family. You're saving your future children. You're saving your wife, the person that you're supposed to love. And so when I think of men benefiting from feminism, I'm like, yeah, you do benefit because you get to have your family members who are safe. Because if the laws are not protecting your daughters, your aunties, and your sisters, who are you finna come home to? Not a woman. Because women have to socially and physically have to become better now. We have to distance ourselves from men now. So it's just like, you do benefit from feminism.
Mm-hmm.
And it makes me think of the movie Barbie.
Wait, I want you to explain that.
Oh, sorry. The movie Barbie, like, is the tone is like female empowerment. Have you guys seen Barbie?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. The tone is like female empowerment and stuff, but then it's like looking at the kind of underbelly of feminism, how men were being mistreated in the Barbie society,
Mm-hmm.
and how they were like homeless and had no screen time. We did not know where they went home to. Where's Ken's Barbie house? He wanted one real bad. Sleeping on the beach.
And one of my favorite messages in Barbie too
Mhm.
is like Ken could not like fathom existing with himself, bro, if Barbie
Literally.
didn't give him attention. And I think that's very, very demonstrating of the kind of society that we live in, because it's like at the end of the day, who are the people who have the skills to be homemakers and like
Literally.
loving and caring and empathetic? So it's just like, and another thing that like a certain I guess like a certain corner of feminism or like female independence has been like pushing out is 50-50. Like, you as a man interpreting feminism as like, I feel like I've seen a lot of men do this. Like, yes, you're a strong, independent woman, so let's go half on rent.
Literally, you're a strong, independent woman, so open your own door, period.
Yeah.
What? Okay, last thing.
Chivalry is dead.
Because I killed it. What are you talking about? But, like, okay. Also, feminism, like, just, like, thinking about this, is there's this movie on Netflix, not the best movie, but it's called Moxie. I watch it often. I just think it's so cute and funny. I was watching it one day, and my roommates came back, and shout out them. I had to explain feminism to them.
I remember you talking about this
Yes.
in another episode.
Yes. So, I just think that still blows my mind. That's just want to say that. You guys want to move on to the next hot take?
Sure.
Period. All right, y'all. The next hot take, drum roll, please. Colorblindness is more harmful than helpful in dismantling racism.
Yeah.
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 Hot take, I agree.
Hot take number 2? Check. I agree.
I think there's a reason why the people who disagree with the statement look the way they do.
Tea.
That's just
Call him out, Donna. Call him out.
Just tea.
it's just like we see like how many times has a person of color said that if you don't see my color, then you don't see my experience.
Mic drop.
I'm just like, it's common sense. You'd think. Your guys' thoughts?
I think I agree with this, because I think recognizing that, you know, like we all come from like different ethnic origins and stuff is very important, because once you start colorblindness kind of generalizes people, and that's not good for society. Like, that's just not good for society.
Real. I agree. I just I don't even like see color. Okay, then you need them glasses that they came out with the meta in them to help you see right, because I really agree with what you said. You don't see my experience, and I agree with what you said. We need to see our differences, to see where everybody comes from, to genuinely appreciate each of us for what we are.
And I feel like this statement comes from the people looking the way they do, because it's a form of guilt.
Yeah.
Like, you feel
Right.
guilty that like you have no pigment, and that's why, no melanin, and that's why you experience things differently in the way I do. But you are perpetuating the system because you're not choosing to uplift me in times that I need to be uplifted.
And something about color blindness is like that tells me when you as somebody from a specific demographic are like, oh, like I don't see color and like perpetuating like color blindness and stuff. What that tells me is that you are uncomfortable with the idea that I'm different or that like we have peers that are different and have complex and intersectional identities and you don't want that. And
That part.
and let's just think about history and the people who have previously perpetuated those ideas about being uncomfortable around certain identities and being uncomfortable with the idea of intersectionality. So it's like, where are we going with that? Like, what is that about?
That
Like,
part.
it's as simple as it is not good for society, for us as people. It's just perpetuating over and over again that whole thing of you don't want differences.
Yes. Oh my gosh. It also makes me think of blissful ignorance, like choosing to like, I don't know. I think there's something kind of like very smart about being able to realize that you're not exactly the same as the next person. So I feel like not wanting to see that, you're choosing to be dumb. Yeah, that's all the only way I can put it is you're choosing to just be dumb. Like I love to say, they just like to bark at bugs. In my opinion, that's what I believe.
I hold the same opinion.
Period. All right. The next hot take is
Oh, sorry.
cultural appreciation and appropriation are only separated by power dynamics.
Okay, so I feel like my thing, I just have like this whole thing about like cultural appropriation and cultural appreciation. As somebody who's biracial and like I come from two cultures, I'm half Indian and half Mexican, and I come from two cultures that I feel like have been so very much appropriated to the point where it's like even when I do see something where people are like, no, like it's cultural appreciation, I'm like, I don't recognize that honestly. Like I just can't see it. And it just feels unsettling.
Yes.
It always feels gentrified to some
Yeah.
way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
Or not gentrified.
Yeah.
Maybe I meant to say that. Yeah.
I think that to me, I don't think I agree with this hot take. I don't like cultural appreciation and I don't like cultural appropriation. I don't like either. Because I feel like I can appreciate you without trying to be inside of your culture and take up space in it. Like I've never had the desire to dress up in another culture's clothing and go to one of their festivals so I can take pictures and put it on my Instagram.
I think my version of when I think about cultural appreciation, I think about sitting down and listening to somebody's experience and understanding that I don't know anything about it, and that's okay.
Yeah.
And that's okay sometimes.
Yeah.
It's okay to like learn. And,
Exactly.
yeah. And I think that hot take, this is my opinion.
Period.
I think as somebody who is American but also biracial and the children of immigrants, I feel like I partake in cultural appreciation of my culture and like my family and stuff because like obviously I don't have the same exact experience as an Indian woman living in India because I don't. And I think like to me like cultural appreciation is like taking time to partake in like my cultural practices and only I can really complete like the cultural appreciation part.
Yes.
Because the whole thing about like being American is like so ingrained into my identity in a certain way. I learned about this thing in one of my classes. It's called the Chicana Mestiza consciousness. And to reach like your Mestiza consciousness, like you're kind of creating your own culture. And I feel like that's something that has happened to me so deeply because I come from two cultures that are like very different and everything. And being able to like intertwine those together is my cultural appreciation.
That was beautiful. All right, this is our last hot take. So,
Jamal.
our last hot take is food culture is one of the most visible battlegrounds for cultural appropriation.
I agree. I agree. What do you think, Donna? Hot take. Donna's hot take.
I'm trying to think. I'm like trying to think of it not just in my sense, but I don't know. know. I'm thinking. Y'all say your hot takes first because I'm still trying to think about how I would
You
feel.
gonna go first, Day?
I think I agree with this statement. I feel like everything we make on campus is a part of this. I feel like campus trying to make video tacos and like their own version of horchata. It's like, bro, and then sell it and be like, this is authentic. It's like, okay, well, we've seen that here. We've seen that with more Heritage Month meals. I actually really don't know. Like, I think I'm going somewhere with this, but like, I don't know.
No, I see it because now I'm thinking about the whole fufu situation that happened years ago.
Wait, what happened?
So, the African dish fufu, like the
Yeah.
and how people started to try and recreate it at one point, and I was like, oh,
What kind of people?
People who are not part of that culture,
Right.
to say the least.
Period.
And I remember because I wanted to try it because I was like, why not? I don't know. You see the food on TikTok and you're just like, oh my gosh, I'm salivating over it, even though I've never actually tried it before.
Yeah.
And so then my friends, one of who was Gambian, she was like, oh, you know what? Don't go to the stores because they're making it wrong now. And I was like, what do you mean? She was just like, they're making it very like,
Eurocentric.
whitewashed. And so then, and so then she's like, let my mom make it for you so that way like you can have it. Also, I never ended up having it. Thank you, COVID. But
Dang.
I do, you know what? I do agree with this hot take because I don't know. To her, when she was like talking about her experiences with fufu, like I don't know. It's just like it kind of took her back to like I don't know how to explain it, but like you know when you just like you have a childhood memory and it's very nostalgic and only you can understand it while you're telling the story. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's kind of how I like envisioned when she was talking about fufu. I would never try to make fufu because it's not a part of my culture. Oh, yeah, I agree with the statement.
I agree with this statement because I feel like this is something that I've seen like time and time again, like just like a very certain dynamic surrounding, I guess, like Indian things and what society in America has done to it today, dude. Like it really frustrates. Like the whole thing about chai lattes. Like, it's something that I think about sometimes because I'm like, this is literally like a watered-down cup of milk. And I want everybody to know that. You're drinking a watered-down cup of milk usually. And unless it's like authentic chai. And it's just like little examples like that where I'm like, okay, so you are somebody who is like, oh my god, this is so good. This is like from a different culture and I like it so much. But then you go somewhere where it's owned by like a Eurocentric company or it's owned by like a big business or something, or it's owned by Eurocentric people and only Eurocentric people work there, and they're giving you a version of this that's watered down and not authentic. So it's like you're like, do you see what I'm saying? Like it's kind of like perpetuating like cultural appropriation over and over and over again through like 6 different people right there. And another thing too is like I understand liking food from other cultures. That's totally acceptable, totally fine. But I think an important aspect to keep in mind is like look for your small local owned businesses and go to authentic places that are owned by people who like this is their livelihood and stuff. Like they're not just like taking company money to feed into this or whatever. And I think that's something that's really important. Like whatever, eat what you want to eat and stuff. But if you're going, a huge part of the appropriation part is the consumerism part, is you're going to places that have the Om symbol and like random bohemian stuff everywhere. And it's like, that's not somewhere we should be thinking about giving our money to.
That's profound.
And I feel like that's something that happens a lot. And like I don't know, like that's literally happened to me when I've been to LA, dude. I'm like, oh my god, like this place is so cool, like this is a part of my culture, like let me go in here. And I understand why like people steal from like Eurocentric people steal from like other cultures because like they're cool, like they're awesome.
Literally.
I'm like, yes, this is awesome. But at the end of the day, it's so based in the consumerism part of it all.
I agree. My hot take, A down.
guys.
But that does bring us to the end of hot takes. All right, y'all. So we're finna get into our second game of the evening. It's 11 a.m. Anyways, so our next game is called This or That. And for our viewers, if you've never seen or heard of this game, we're going to say 2 different topics, and you have to pick which topic you'd rather do or feel the effects from, okay? So our first topic is Instagram Reels or TikTok.
Low-key Instagram Reels. Instagram Reels because
Yeah.
sometimes I love, like, seeing, like random people who are just, like, regular people post something, like, really crazy. You know what I mean? I feel like that comes up on my Reels more
Yes.
than my TikTok.
I'm gonna say TikTok.
Okay.
I don't know. I feel like with the Instagram Reels, I see too much of a repost, so I can't actually end up going to the page that I want to go to. Cause like, oh, like I post funny meme content every day. You should follow me. I'm like,
Bro, low-key. I say, personally, Instagram Reels, bro, they have me in a chokehold. I'll watch one vid, and then it's been 6 hours.
I hate that. I hate that so much.
Bro. I just can't control myself. Okay. The next This or That topic is complete dental care or complete health care.
Oh, that's a hard one.
this feels like a hot take to me because I had a conversation with someone saying like I don't understand why dental care isn't already in healthcare,
Real.
which is true, but I'd say complete healthcare.
I'd say health care too, I think.
Yeah, I think I'd say healthcare.
Yeah. It's crazy with the choose.
I know.
Okay. The third one is, would you rather would, would you rather die from climate change or the dinosaur asteroid?
Okay, here's my thing. We talked about the dinosaur asteroid
did.
part earlier today, and you made me realize that we wouldn't die instantly. And
Yeah.
here's my hot
Whoa,
take
we
about
wouldn't.
this.
Wait, how?
No, I thought it took days for it to happen. I
Mhm.
swear it did. Or was it instant? The dinosaur asteroid?
You're asking the wrong person.
Because I seen this movie. I seen this. Oh, okay.
You seen a movie about dinosaurs?
I seen a dinosaur movie. Yeah. And it's like
Scientifically
the
accurate.
asteroid hit one part and everything started, blowing up and stuff. But it didn't happen just the entire thing instantly because the Earth itself didn't explode. So it was everything from the surface of the world. So
Wasn't
like,
it a meteor?
yeah, meteor, asteroid, same thing to me. Tomato.
There is somebody. There's a what is it called? An
Astrophysicist?
there's one of those out here listening. Like, oh my god, no.
he said, you know what? Give me on the next episode and we'll talk about this. But I swear it's like,
Okay, I would do whichever one would kill me quicker. I'm not gonna lie.
yeah,
Not gonna lie.
I'm going to say the dinosaur asteroid because living in climate change right now is scary.
yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like my thing is like I don't want to have to live through like the part of climate change where we start like having a resource scarcity and like we're all starving and stuff. Like I don't want to live through that. I don't want to live through that. I'd
Bro.
rather die quicker.
Well, in my opinion, this is just my opinion. Actually, this isn't my opinion. This is a fact. But like in 10 years, it's a
We're gonna have option 1 soon, guys.
Bro.
in 10 years it says that Africa's going to be inhabitable, like parts of Africa and parts of Asia too, if we don't do
What?
things correctly.
Yeah, and what is it? The Sahara? Why was it snowing in the desert?
Wait, doesn't it already snow in the Sahara anyways?
Does it? I don't know, y'all. I'm not educated on this.
Cause I'm pretty sure it's like part of like a. I could be wrong.
You could be right, but I seen it. Where I be reading my news stuff, and I was like, oh my
have you guys
God.
seen that? It's like a countdown timer in the Times Square of New York.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And it's like we have this many years to start taking action before climate change like ruins our lives.
it's a 6.
Yeah.
We're at 6 right now.
Oh my god, I thought it was at 5.
We could be at 5. The last time I saw it was probably like a couple months ago.
Honestly, like, do you guys think our governments will really ever take climate change seriously?
Not unless some lobbyist is out there putting big bucks in everybody's pockets. Can the what is it called? Is it who would take care of that? Not the WHO, not the CDC.
The who?
Whoever the people, who?
the World Health Organization, like like the sectors of like that.
Yeah.
Whoever that is that deals with climate change, they would
Yeah.
have to start putting big bucks in all of the politicians' money. In my opinion, that's just what I think
Period.
of.
Period.
For them to like really start taking initiatives and caring and cracking down on big businesses because we can't even do anything, guys. No matter how many plastic straws we stop using,
Oh my
no matter how
God.
many like and the whole thing about being like environmentally friendly and reusable, most of these are plastic containers too. So it's like there's just so many things that go into it that it's like, yeah, this is gonna cost a lot of money.
Literally, and the way that we're sourcing these materials and taking cut routes and taking from other countries is just like, well, that, in my humble opinion, I think the only way that we're going to fix the world, fix our governments, fix our societies, is for every single person to just not be there, nor the
Yeah.
society.
We just need to stop spending money. Period.
Period. Because the only way we get change is when their pockets hurt.
Yeah, I feel like in my opinion, that would be like a really great I really wish like the world would come
But
together.
we're literally on one
like,
thing.
Yeah, and like we just like do an entire week where nobody spends any money or anything, and like that
Like
would
COVID.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
no, like on no money on anything, no money going in or out anybody's pockets, the bank, nothing. Like
Absolutely
the
nothing.
economic state of the world being at a standstill in order to protest like the entire world and be like everybody, all the countries' leaders
Yes.
needs to get together, and somebody needs to start doing something about this. Because, dude, if you go anywhere out of country, like something that, or like even in like other states here, something that
Mhm.
frustrates me so hard is this is a really hot take, and this is just my opinion. The paper straws, dude.
I hate
Paper straws. I'm like, oh my god, it's gone to the point where we have all been like, kind of like, I don't know, like brainwashed, or like we've had like all these misconceptions about what has been contributing to like our like serious climate change. It's not the plastic straws. I'm telling you, like big companies need to stop polluting the ecosystem.
Literally. Oh, wait. Okay. Okay, our next few this or that's are kind of short, but our next one is coffee or tea.
Tea. Coffee makes me jittery.
Yeah, I think tea is a little. Donna, you really put me on to the tea for real. The tea game.
Oh my
show.
god, we need to do tea time again soon, guys.
Yes.
God.
Oh my gosh, yes. Guys, I miss our tea time.
Me too.
Okay, Apple or Android?
I don't know.
I have Apple.
Yeah.
But I
Same,
don't
my phone
love
sucks right now
Apple.
though.
Yeah, low key, my phone is kind of crappy. And I would never use Apple, like an Apple computer. What are those called? Laptop thing? Whatever.
The Mac.
Yeah.
Well, I love my Mac. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm not gonna lie
I'm
to
not
you.
gonna lie.
Because I'm not like a Mac user already and don't know how to like really work the Mac.
I do think it's
It's hard.
very unnecessary. Like, there's a lot of things where, like, when you're trying to upload an image on Canvas, woo, I hate Apple. That's when I start to hate Apple, cause like, it's just Apple is so like it's not very flexible for
Mhm.
anything. Like, you can't change the image format of your image. It's not JPEG. It's not a PDF. It's not. I don't know. Someone correct me, because I don't really know what it's called. But it's not one of those things that you can alter, so you have to, like, go through all these steps just to put it on Canvas. And it's just annoying. It's just annoying.
Real.
Yeah.
Alright, our next this or that is private or public universities.
I feel like I don't have an opinion because I've only ever been to a public university.
That's true.
However, I was like touring campuses for my master's, and I toured a few different like private institutions. And let me just say, they're very, 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 very nice. And they have like really cool stuff. Like I toured this one in LA, and it like they have like private viewings of movies before they come out to the public, and it's like a class. It's literally a class, and you get to be a part of like these. There was people talking about it, and they were like, "Yeah, we got to see Barbie before it came out. We got to see Oppenheimer before it came out to the public." And you have to sign a waiver to take this class and be like, "I swear I won't talk about this movie to anybody."
That's filthy.
Yeah.
That's filthy.
I'm gonna still say public, though.
Yeah.
Only because I know, like, I'm not talking down on any other university when I say this. I've seen other private universities in Washington, and I don't know. I was going to go to, not going to. I considered another private university, a couple of private universities, and I don't know. I just felt like I got the same. I feel like I'm getting the same experiences as my friends who do go to private universities. As you know what I mean? I don't know, but that could just be because we're in Washington.
So
Yeah.
I say Public because it's cheaper, even though all higher education should be free, in my opinion. But I would say that at least on a private university, I don't have to wake up and look at blown up images of mutilated bodies.
Yeah, that's something that I can't appreciate about a public
No,
institution
literally.
is that like whatever, freedom of speech and everything.
Mm.
But it's just like unfair to me as a student and to the people who come and use our campus to like walk around and bring their kids to walk around
Bro,
to have to
go home.
see something that is so violently graphic and very, very politically charged that it's like, okay.
Literally. And to think about all the money that we already have to pay just to be at a public university and still have to be susceptible to this, crazy diabolical work.
Yeah.
All right, the next this or that is prison reform or prison defunding. Oh, wait, no. No, it says prison reform or abolition.
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 Wait, can you guys explain to me what abolition is real quick?
So basically changing the prison system, or no, prison reform, changing it, making it better, whatever.
Yeah.
Abolition, getting rid of it.
We had an essay about this in like freshman year, and like I don't agree with the prison system at all.
Mhm.
However, I do think that reform, like not reform in the sense of like keep the prison the way it is. I think the way we go about prison is just wrong. If that
Yeah.
makes sense. Like we don't make it a way that you can grow. We make it a way that you can like hinder yourself. So I think that like if we don't call it prison, then that'd be still okay with me.
Yeah, that's why I was saying like abolition. Like let's find something else to call it. Like,
Yeah. I think the entire system needs to be destroyed,
Mhm.
therefore abolition. But I do think we need something that will,
that's
not-
actually reformatory and
Yeah.
rehabilitating.
yes, rehabilitating. But also, nobody else feels weird that people still get forcibly put in chains and have to work for literally cents a
It's
dollar.
weird.
That is weird.
Yeah.
I saw this thing that was like this girl was talking about how her dad was incarcerated
Mm-hmm.
and him and the inmates at this institution, at this correctional facility, they were the ones hand making Chanel and Louis Vuitton bags. If that doesn't sound dystopian to you guys,
Bro,
if that doesn't scare you,
at
like,
least a little bit.
yeah, like come on.
Just watch the film 13th, then come back this episode,
Literally.
and then think about your take on this.
Yeah. I hope all of you are also choosing your hot takes and your this or that's. Period. Okay, next one is radical or transformative.
Radical is like like fighting the system from the outside, and then transformative is like fighting the system from the inside.
Yes.
I'm gonna say transformative
Yeah, I'm gonna have to say transformative.
because I feel like radical kind of leads you to this place of like you get led to a dead end, and I mean
Mhm.
you could say the same thing for transformative too. But with transformative, you're able. I feel like you're manipulating the system. The only thing with transformative that scares me though is that sometimes we do see this like thing where when you're in power, you all of a sudden like get like compromised, and that's the only thing with transformative that makes me scared. But like, and that's the only reason why like I would feel like maybe deep down in my heart more radical, but like logically I would say transformative.
Honestly, I feel the exact same way. Like, I don't know. Because I also don't feel like it's my job to, like, teach white folks nothing, explain to them how I got this way, why my hair looked like this, or, like, explain my worth to other people. So it makes me want to, like, stand outside the buildings and just, like, fight, rah, 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 and do crazy things to get them to listen and mess up their money and do all these things to create change. And then where am I going to end up? In prison or worse?
Yeah.
So I feel like the most logical thing would be to work from inside the system, but then that's exactly what the system wants you to do. Therefore, you turn into people like,
Yeah, because that's
Yeah.
like Donna was saying, like it compromises you.
yeah.
And I think like I don't know, when I was a teenager, dude, I was so like I like constantly talked about like that ideology, like radical
Yeah.
ideology, and like it was something that was like I like deeply ingrained into myself basically because I wasn't
Mhm.
really hearing it anywhere else. I was just like, yeah, things needed change. And
That.
like I hate the system and all this other stuff. And then I got older and I was like, wait, without to the rest of the world, when you are somebody who is trying to fight that fight and like making that your passion,
yeah.
it's so disappointing and so heartbreaking that to the rest of the world, when you are doing that without like I guess like without education, without trying to like without doing it in like a sense of like educationally and like um just kind of like just like in a certain setting, it's like you end up looking crazy.
Yeah.
And that's something that frustrates me so bad because it's like I like you were saying like proving your worth. Like I should not have to have like extensive years of education and work experience and this kind of experience for you to listen and understand that these aren't like crazy ideas or anything.
Bro,
They're
literally.
literally just about equality and equity. So it's like,
Oh, that's crazy.
yeah, so it's like it just leaves you, and so like that pushes you to put yourself into the system that they want you to
Exactly.
you, like, put yourself into, of education and all that other stuff, and it's like, yeah, you just get compromised. So it's like either way, like, oh my god, you end up with some kind of like record, some kind of criminal
Literally.
record because you were pursuing social justice so hard, or you end up with an education, a ton of student loan debt, and different opinions. So it's like,
Bro,
where are we left? Where am I left now?
right where you started.
Yeah.
And with that, our last this or that is equity or equality.
Equity.
Yeah, equity.
Equity.
I always tell people, look at that fence picture. Look at that fence in the box.
Yes.
Although, there should be no fence. But I mean, if it was Major League Baseball, I'd hope there was a fence. But like, if there had to be a fence, yes, I feel like everybody should be treated with equity, which is just getting the exact resources you need to be on the same level as everybody else, where you all can thrive. That's how I see equity, and that's why I think equity, honestly, is more important than equality. I don't know, but
In this
I agree
time
with
and
that
age,
opinion.
yeah,
I agree with that opinion.
I feel like right now it makes more sense to fight for equity. But I do like back then. I don't know. Maybe if I was born in the '60s, I'd have a different opinion.
Yeah.
Because
I was just thinking about that. Women have to fight for equality,
Yeah.
while other ethnicities and minoritized people have to fight for some type of equity to even be seen as a candidate for
Yeah.
equality. So,
Yeah, and that also makes me think about like white lady feminism.
mhm.
Like these ladies were kind of just like asking to go to work.
bro,
They were
nothing
just
but
asking to
work.
go to work. Well, black and brown women were like, no, we want human rights, please.
No, literally.
And that's the part that gets me about like, because I'm taking gender communications right now, and like when I read about like older feminism and stuff, I'm like, you guys just wanted to work. Like black and brown women are literally out here like fighting for human rights and stuff.
literally.
So that's just a funny like thing I noted. Okay, now we're gonna end off with a little bit of word association for you guys. Are you guys ready?
wait, we're not all doing it. It's
Yes.
just some of us.
No, she's gonna read it, and we're gonna go really fast, and then me and you are gonna answer with our associated words.
Oh, okay.
Ready?
Mhm.
Colonialism.
Wig.
European.
Respect.
Aretha Franklin.
Oh, I was gonna say that. No, stop. Okay, yeah, mine is also Aretha Franklin.
For colonialism.
No, for
Tradition.
heritage,
Dia. I don't know why.
Equity.
Services.
service,
Masculinity.
Barbie,
Ooh. I guess that's my word.
Inclusion.
ability,
Woman.
Justice.
Batman,
I don't know why I thought of Justin.
Justin, our boss at the DEC. Shout
shout out Justin.
Sustainability.
Trees,
Clothes.
Feminism.
my mom.
Oh.
I blanked. I don't know why I blanked.
So,
Thank you guys for keeping it real with us today on the Real Authentic People podcast. My name is Maya,
and I'm Sade.
And I'm Donna.
and we'll see you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.